Hey, this is Andrew Brown. In this video, I want to take a look at utilizing layers. So that is another thing that we can do. It makes more sense if you want to use layers, not for containerized ones. I meant to do I meant to do layers before we did containers, but I already did it out of order, which is totally fine. But I'm gonna make a new folder here called layers, and we'll have to bring some code over. Now, obviously not from containers because this is more for zips. But I think we'll bring over the package one because that code is the best to bring over. We'll copy it and paste it into layers. Okay, and so the idea with layers is that we're able to create zipped bundles and then upload them to AWS as a means to package uh, our requirements. Okay, like our libraries. So you can include libraries with the package, but the idea is that if you can separate it out, then you can keep your Lambda lean, as well as you have more reusability for it. So that's what I want to achieve in this video here, okay? All right, sorry. So I believe that what we'll do is we'll want to end up using the CLI for this because even we could use it part of our CloudFormation template, I feel like this is probably the way we'd want to do it. So here the idea is that we would go down below and we need to publish a layer version. And just looking here, so we'd have to provide the contents of it and its compatible runtimes. Let's go take a look at what format the Lambda layer is expecting here. AWS docs. Packaging your layer content, that's what we want to know here. So if it's Python, we want to create it like this. That does not help too much. So let me just go figure it out, okay? All right, so for some reason, I don't know, AWS docs were not that great, but we can go ahead and try Raphael's approach here, which probably would work. So let's go ahead and create a new directory. I'm gonna make sure that I'm in the layers one here. And we'll say mkdir Python. I think that we are supposed to make an isolate folder. That kind of makes sense to me. And then they do the pip install. So remember I was saying earlier, I'm like, there's probably some command to do that, and I couldn't remember what it was, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and type in faker. And I'm curious, did that actually put anything in there? If we go to layers, Python. No. Cannot combine user and target. All right. So far this is no good. But notice they have a bunch of stuff in here. Pip3 install. Oh, they're doing pip3 install. Let's just do pip install. Let's do pip install faker. Cannot combine user and target. All right. People are suggesting we just do the no user flag. Let's do lowercase f on this faker. There we go. And so, yeah, now we have a bunch of stuff in here. So that's starting to look correct to me. Okay. And then we want to zip it. That makes sense. We'll go ahead and try that out. We could also make this a bin script if we want to. So we'll just say file layer. Go ahead and paste. I kind of feel like I've done this before somewhere. We'll just say faker layer. And then the other part of this was, we don't need that part. I don't know, we might not end up using the script, I don't know. So we end up creating the layer here anyway. Okay. And so now we have this here. And then we need to upload it. So what we'll do here is we'll go over to our CLI. We need to create a version CLI. Where are you, CLI? What happened to you? Not that tab. Ah, here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this, and we'll just place this into here. We'll say faker Python layer, faker layer, faker py layer. This will work with 3.2 because that's what we're doing right now. Content S3 bucket Lambda layer. So it's suggesting where we've uploaded this to. It'd be nice if we could just provide it locally. That'd be nice. Probably can't. Content. Yeah, so we do have to provide it in a bucket, which we already have a bucket for that, so we'll just end up using that, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and download this file here. And then I'm going to go upload it to our bucket here. Okay, we'll copy this. Go back to our code here. So this is the S3 bucket here. Paste. And this is called faker layer.zip. Hopefully this just works. That'd be nice. I mean, we did make this a script, but we could just run it manually here. And I mean, it looks like it created it. We'll know if we go over to Lambda. Yeah, Lambda, that's where we're going, Lambda. And if we go into the left-hand side and look at layers, there's our layer, 312. Seems fine to me. So we now have our layer, okay? So the next thing we're gonna wanna do is go over to our template YAML file. And I'm gonna wanna open this up because I feel like there's something here that we can specify for layers. Layers. There we go. We'll go down here. The list of layers. The list of layer version arns. All right. So I'm going to assume that when they say a list, they mean an array. And they said they want the arn. So let's go grab the arn. All right. So I'm hoping that that's going to work. Now, we have code in our container where we're using Lambda. So we'll go ahead and grab that code instead. And then we'll bring that over into our function here. And we'll replace that. Okay. And remember, notice that we don't have a requirements.txt. So that's the important part to this, that we don't have that. I don't really want to include this Python directory because it's going to make a bunch of junk. So I'm going to make a new file in here called .gitignore. And we're going to ignore the Python directory. There we go. Notice that greatly shortened. I've been working on all these Lambda projects and I haven't been committing this entire time, I just realized. But anyway, so now we have our layer integrated there. So it should be the same process as per usual. So we go bin, build. The only one thing I'd do is probably change the name of the template or the stack before we deploy it. Let's go into layers here. Just got to collapse some of these things. We'll go into deploy and we'll change this over to zip layer Lambda. We'll do a build. We'll do a package. And I think our package, we could rename this as well. I don't think we did that before, but we'll say zip layer Python package. And then we'll do our deploy. And we will wait for this deploy to hopefully succeed. All right, so that is deployed. Let's go take a look at our Lambda. So we'll go back over to our Lambda here, function. And there are applications. I don't ever bother with that kind of stuff though. We'll give this a nice refresh here. So we go into this and what I'm looking for is configuration. I want to see our layers that are attached. So somewhere in here, because they keep moving it on me, it will tell us that the layer is attached to it. So we keep going down here, function URL, environment URL, VPC. Somewhere here, there is layers. Where is layers? Who knows? Code. Runtime. Oh, here it is. Layer. So the idea is that we should be able to run this test and it should just work. Hello, world. We'll save that. And we will test this. It says unable to import module function, no module named Faker. So there's something that it does not like. So my thought is like it could be the structure of the layer itself, but let me go look into it, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is take a look at our actual zip file because clearly there's something wrong with it. And because we might have needed to be like one level up, one level down, but we'll go into that Python directory here. And I'm going to go ahead and download this. I have a feeling that we're probably supposed to have that Python folder here, like as a subfolder. So go ahead and download that. And we don't have a Python folder in here, so I have a feeling like if I made I don't think I can do that. If I have that Python folder, yeah, so I think it's supposed to have a Python folder within it, and that's our problem. So I'm going to just go ahead and rename this to, if I can find it, rename. Say Python layer, or let's just say Python layer. And then I'm going to make a new folder in here called Python. Get rid of this. And then I want to drag all this stuff into that folder. I don't want to expand that. Move. Super exciting, move. I was trying to select them, but they're expanding. Move. Hopefully we get that right there. Move that there. Okay, and then we'll try our zip command again. So I'm just going to go into that Python layer directory. Because this is -R for recursive, right? So we'll hit enter. And so now what we'll do, and those files came back. So let's just say Python layer here. There we go. It's back to 48, which is the proper number. So what I want to do is just download this one. I'm going to delete the, I have a too many on my local machine here. I'm going to go ahead and download this again. It is really failing to finish the finalization of the download for some weird reason. There we go. And I'm just checking it. So now it's the correct structure. We'll go over to layers. We'll just do this manually and upload the new version here. And I'll say create a version. And I'm just going to go attach this. All right. And this is for x86 and this is for Python. I can't choose Python 12 here. Oh, it's up here. Okay. And we don't care about licensing. We'll go ahead and create that. And so now we have version 2. How would it know that it's using version 2? That's a good question. Right here, 2. Go back here, and that version 2 is now ready. Let's go ahead and get deploying. So we'll go back a layer here. I'm going to go ahead and run our commands. We got our build. We got our package. We have our deploy. Make sure to read these because sometimes some things go wrong you don't notice. And we'll wait for this deploy to finish, okay? All right, so let's go back over to here. Looks like our deployment has completed and hopefully it is successful. So we'll go here and give this a hard refresh. We'll click into our zip layer Lambda. That is right. We'll check our version, make sure it is version 2. Excellent. And I'm hoping that it just works. I'll be very happy if it just works. And it does. So there you go. We've used layers. So let's go ahead and tear down this stack. This one has the extra step as we need to delete the layer itself. So let's just wait till this is finished deleting. All right, so now we just have to go ahead and delete the layers. So we'll go here to layers. I'll go into this one and we'll just delete it. And give this a refresh, make sure it's gone. We have version 2, delete, 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 delete. Yeah, let's get rid of them. All right, and we'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.